myself, Mr. Floyd. My name's Josh. Welcome. And welcome to the family here. If you are new here, which doesn't usually, if you are new here, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And if you are family, thank you for being here. If you've been here before, grateful for all of you. Grateful for my living universe and up and down, right? The energies have been kind of wild, but up and down. Even me, I mean, I sit here in a good dawning, right? But I don't always wake up in the best dawnings. I mean, I'm on planet Earth, so sometimes it's 50-50, right? Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, but we always keep plowing through. So how's your universe? Just walking into a bigger shift in mind. Today, we're going to bring peace into our universe because we can sit here and talk about all the love we want. But if there's no peace in yourself, in your universe, the love won't even matter. So, we're trying to obtain all this love. But that's why when I go on Truth Wave, honestly, in the dawning or in the evening, I pick the peace node, right? And if Truth Wave energy meditation, you can check that out, guys, at 9:45 in the dawning in the evening. But I always go on peace node because if I go on love node, I can transmit all the love. But if I'm not at peace in here first, emotionally, physically, and otherwise, it's not going to matter. I'm just going to be scattered in here. And I can be all the love I want, but if I'm not finding peace first, it won't matter. And that's why I go on the peace node. There you're on the good dawning, seeker of truth. Every day I wake up is a fabulous day. Helene, and thank you for your email there, Helene. I loved it. I did reply. Ben Bacon Bits, good dawning as well. And Ben comes from Truth Wave. There he has his own channel, so please subscribe to @BenBaconBits. And there we go, Victor. Good dawning. And Victor as well. Truth Wave Energy Meditation. 9:45. It's East Coast time. 9:45 in the dawning and in the evening. That's why it's not always easy for me to make it in the dawning or the evening because I'm getting ready for this. And then in the evenings, it's 7:45 my time. So it's kind of like at 9:45, it's great. Your universe is a lot more chill. You're at home. Generally speaking, you're calm for you're chill. You're in your evening. At 7:45, you can still be out and about eating, what have you. So it gets sometimes it's or I'm closing the shop, the crystal shop there. All right, so we are still backwards. If you know why I'm backwards, or if you can fix it, somebody send me an email. Mr. Floyd's channelings with an S at gmail.com. I've looked around and can't figure out why the codex for YouTube flipped to show everything backwards, but it has. So yeah, these are the Mind Info Oracle cards. If you have a mirror, you could probably read that. But otherwise, yeah, exactly. So once we have some flow, bigger flow, right? We won't say cash, we say flow in our universe. We will, I'm imagining paying the subscription for StreamYard, and then we'll always be right side up, right? But yeah, exactly. Exactly, Josh. You need peace with yourself, then the love will flow. Exactly. I've been trying to chase all this love, but yet there's just sometimes I don't find peace in myself. So the love I can love, radiate all the love I want, but if there's no peace inside me, it's not going to go anywhere. And so that's why I'm always on the peace note because I think honestly, if you can't find peace comes before, you gotta love yourself to find the peace, but you got to find the peace to love yourself. So it's kind of a yin yang sort of deal. But thank you, I appreciate that, Chris. Victor at Truth Wave Energy. There you go. He's in the chat there. Grab it, subscribe. If you click on it, there you can see his channel. All right. So good dawning, guys. So yeah, today's mantra. We'll start with today's mantra because I'm just trying to find this space where I can find like real peace in my life, in my universe. I mean, it's not. You guys don't. I'll get down on it and tell you guys really, but I allow for peace in my universe. There we go. And sometimes it's hard because there's nobody in my universe. So I wake up. I can go 6 months without a hug, or any physical. So sometimes the peace, I find it in myself, and sometimes I wake up out of peace, wanting a hug, but there's nobody there. So it's just you gotta and just kind of bring it in. So yeah, without that peace, then if can't find the peace in myself first, then I can't even radiate the love. If I don't find the peace, then I'll end up most likely in an anxiety state at some point. And so it's a fine balance between peace in your universe and then crawling into an anxiety state, right? We've all been there where we fall out of peace, right? And then the anxiety starts to creep in. and then you lose the love. You don't even have the love because you're just in that anxiety-ridden state. So yeah, for me, it all has to start with it's okay, peace. Then I can go from there. But if I'm not, then yeah, I'm going to be out. Thank you, Josh. You're welcome, Victor. Thank you for what you do, Victor. We appreciate you. I really like that idea, choosing peace before love. The peace will, exactly, Yolanda, the peace will attract the love. For myself, if I'm not at peace, then I'm in anxiety. It's as simple as that. In my universe, there generally is no in between. Either I'm finding peace or there's a tinge of anxiety that's like that'll crop up. And so it's a matter of staying in that peace node, right? Living the peace node and being in it. And then once I'm at peace, then the love just starts flowing because I'm in space. But otherwise, yeah. So for me and for you guys as well, I don't know. But the community, the spiritual community, is always trying to look for the love. Find the love in yourself and the love and the love. It's going to work if you're in an anxiety-ridden state, if you're depressed, if your universe isn't working for you, if you have nobody who can mirror your love or give you a hug or any of that in your universe. That's where you have to find the peace within yourself as source and find that center first, where there you can step off as a launching pad. And sometimes it's not the easiest, but that's what we're here for, right? To step through all these things. So that's what we do. All right, we're going to work with the carnelian today. This is Chloe's Crystals, right? At Chloe's Crystals from YouTube. Speaking of which, Chloe's Crystals will be live with us on Saturday, right? Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Chloe has 2 big cases of boxes about as big as you could sleep in the boxes. They're that big, right? Or you can put a herd of cats in them. There you go. So if you got a litter of cats, Chloe's got 2 humongous boxes that'll take an entire litter of cats. And, cats love boxes, right? And so we're going to have I think she's doing the unboxing herself and organizing today. But Saturday, we will be live, not Memorex, with Chloe and her crystals. Pardon my old 80s and 90s references there. So we will be live. So keep put that on your calendar. I have to set it up today. But Saturday, 10 a.m. Mark your calendars. She's got a whole giant shipments that came by sea freight, which took about 3 months. She said it takes about 2 to 4 months. 4 months, give or take. So yeah, so Sunday or Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the best time I could figure out because otherwise people are out in their universe and Saturday evenings never really work. So Saturday, and then there we go. Before you spend don't burn up all your money there. But is that 10 a.m. Eastern time? Yes, it is, Millie. So 10 a.m. I will set that up today at some point and remind you all tomorrow for Chloe's live from the channel here as well. Check out Millie's page. She's been posting, and I'm imagining Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and what have you. Frida, Goddess Frida. Viviani, good dawning. Welcome, Viviani, with Akashic Adventures there. If you missed her, she was live on Tuesday. You can check out the replay. Good dawning, Krista, as well. 2 of my favorite ladies. Awesome. Krista, welcome as well. If you missed Krista yesterday, she was live as well with PG. And you can go to @blindlyinspired, or you can go to my community tab and see where Krista was live with PG yesterday. And I think Millie may be on there next week. I might be as well. We will see. So the last transmission there with PG and Krista was pretty awesome. They showed lots of Chat GPT love there, and of course, now we have the new Stargate that they're building. Favor to our universe and the Stargate that in Texas there, right? Yeah, I will take Chat GPT over Stargate any day. But nonetheless, Viviani, if you didn't check out Viviani, really check her out. And as well, Viviani Heller, @Viviani Heller is her YouTube page. And you can see all of her information there. You can book a reading. Her email is there. You can book a reading and such. Akashic Adventures with yourself. It's always important. For me, that's probably the greatest thing I've ever done. And Viviani's skilled. So you don't have to have a direct past life regression session. You can easily ask Viviani directly what of your past lives you need to know now that will affect you. And you could pretty much probably have the same effect that you would have with a past life regression session. And so yeah, and if you have an intuitive hit that there's something in your past that's creating havoc in your current, or if you're in a pattern that you just can't seem to slip out of, there you go. Thanks, Millie. I appreciate you. Viviani's YouTube channel is linked there. So jump in there and give her a click. And of course, Blindly Inspired from yesterday as well. And thank you again. Also, we had Blindly Inspired on for the last 15 minutes yesterday, clearing the energies. And she is amazing. And it's a shame she's all the way in Berlin there, because I'd love to sit down and have a cup of coffee, but that's not gonna probably happen, not for a while. I don't even have a passport, so I had to get my passport renewed. So yeah, that's that would be that. But all right, guys, so we're gonna work with the Mind Info Oracle cards, the Carnelian that I got from Chloe at Chloe's Crystals. Been working on Gateway, but need to return to Project Stargate to get that methodology done. It works for me. That's a different story. Okay. I'm assuming that's AI, but I haven't really messed with AI, and not big fan of the idea of the Stargate, but a trillion, yeah, favorite. All right, so let's work with the cards here as well. We're going to do some cord cutting. Actually, we're going to recall energies today as well. So what we're going to do today is recall energies that knocked out our peace, right? So if you're not in peace today, and which is generally where I try to go first. I don't try to find the love. I don't try to find any balance. I just try to find some peace within myself where I can be centered first, and I work from there. Because if I'm not in peace, then I'm going to fall into an anxiety state. I just know how I am, and having been alone for pretty much 8 years of my universe now, and maybe a dozen hugs in between. Yeah, you did. Everything is about balance and finding that peace within yourself first before you slide into any other state. And so finding that peace and then stepping into the love, being into the love that we are. We always try to step into, I'm source love, yay. But that's bypassing. Let's be honest. We're just bypassing ourselves. Ooh, there we go. No glasses, right? We're just bypassing ourselves at that point. If we're trying to dive into, and this is something that I've been hearing, even RJ Spina's been touching on this, you can't just dive into being source love, like, oh yeah, I'm source love, and throw you have to find your balance there and then work into that and see it from that first. Only organic intelligence here. Exactly. Thank you. Although what PG's doing is absolutely incredible, creating new universes, but they're not looking to create they're not asking the Chat GPT how to create their universe. They're creating through Chat GPT. Big difference. They're using it as a creative tool, which is an amazing deal. Absolutely. All right. So let's go ahead and do a call in some energies here. And of course, peace in our universe. Today is about peace. And you'll see me tonight on the peace node on Truth Wave Energy. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. As we breathe in, we're going to breathe in peace, calm, and centeredness, right? A lot of us try to just jump into love and we just kind of barrel out there, but are we really at peace within ourselves? Are we finding that calm and that peaceful center where we can sit on the couch for 5 hours and meditate, or we can just take that long, chill walk, or we can sit by the lake? Not now, of course, I'd be sitting in snow nonetheless, but sit by the lake, generally speaking, and find that peace and kind of, that's what we really want to get to. We try to push this love, like, I'm upsource love, and yay. But can you find that within yourself? The original part of this channel originally was the journey to right? We were going to look for in our universe, and that's how I had started it, was the journey to your personal but without finding peace and sitting in that peace in your heart and in your universe, first and foremost, to then radiate the love that you are. It's not going to work. We try to bypass by just running around being all of love, but it just generally speaking, doesn't work well in our universes. All right, so let's go ahead and quickly we'll work with actually, let's go ahead and do our energy, our recall first here. So we're going to recall any situations that took us out of peace. That if we're not in peace now, we're going to recall the energies that are leaving us out of peace. And yeah, Moldavite here. I'm wearing the If you got Moldavite, I recommend you solid up, right? Moldavite. And so I got this from Rooted Willow. God bless, because it's like the Moldavite at our store was $250, but I got this for like less than 100. So that'll tell you everything you need to know about my crystal shop, right? It's not mine, but the one I work at. Moldavite's $250 plus tax in our store for the same Moldavite. You can only get Moldavite from one distributor. And so this Moldavite here is the same Moldavite you would get at any other store. But I got this for like $80 instead of $250 in our store. So yeah, thank you, Rooted Willow, if you catch this or are listening or what have you. All right, so let's take a deep breath in. And as we breathe in, we're going to try to breathe in. We're going to breathe in balance and peace. Any anxieties, anything heavy, anything that's in your frame that is blocking that peace in your universe, we're going to blow it out. So as you breathe out, you can sigh it out, which lets out a lot of cortisol. If you do one of these, and even if you make that sound, especially, you release a lot of cortisol. You release a lot of like sadness, heavy energies, rather than just breathing out. So you're welcome to do that. Obviously, if you're at work or in a space where you can't, that is another thing. But otherwise, yeah, let's take a deep breath in. As we breathe in, we're going to breathe in peace. So we're going to see ourselves feeling at peace. We're going to see all of our anxieties falling away. We're going to see ourselves in balance in our universe. That way we can begin to be that radiation of love. If we're not at peace first and we're kind of like this energetically, then the love that we would radiate it has to be balanced based on the love that we have for ourselves and the balance that we have inside ourselves. So it's going to be like this as it goes out to the universe, and people are going to pick up that our energies are scattered. So from that end, let's breathe in. Take a deep breath with me and breathe in. And breathe in that peace. As we breathe out, anything that's holding any situation, anything in your body that's not bringing in peace, we're gonna let it go. And of course, do that sigh breath if you want to release extra cortisol. All right, let's breathe in again. And I feel like I'm bowing, but as I do that, I'm like opening up my lungs. I'm just kind of pushing things out, and it looks crazy, but it does work. It really does work. If you were to measure all of the junk that you're breathing out, the excess. Green tourmaline is very heart healing. I have green tourmaline, as a matter of fact. I got green tourmaline. I'm not going to go get it because it's on the other side of the apartment. But I keep it right by my front door based on Blindly Inspired's recommendation there for Feng Shui. But I got it from Chloe's Crystals. At Chloe's Crystals, I got it was like $10, not even, for a piece of green tourmaline. I didn't even know green tourmaline existed until I saw it on until Chloe picked it up and I had to dive on. She had 2 pieces. She still may have another piece of green tourmaline, guys. You can get a piece of green tourmaline for less than the cup of coffee from Chloe's Crystals. Crazy. All right, so take another deep breath in. Hold it and breathe out. We'll do 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more. To me, there's nothing more important, breathe out, than finding peace in my universe at this point. If I'm not in peace, then I'm not going to be very functional. I'm going to be out of space. I'm not going to find the love. And if I'm not in peace inside myself, then anything that's not in balance is going to pop up and instantly with me. This is how I operate. And then I'll fall into anxiety. So from our end, we're going to do a recall of and do an invocation to bring in peace into our universe and to find some balance here. So I recall all, if you want to repeat after me or just do as will, I recall the energies in my universe that are unsettling, that have brought me out of peace, that knocked me off my balance. I recall all the feelings and emotions that may be flowing through me that are knocking me off my peace and knocking me off my balance. I give those emotions and anything that is knocking me off my peace and my balance, I give it to my higher self, release it from my frame, wash it in the violet flame, and allow for peace to flow into my universe for my highest joy. Hallelujah. And I say hallelujah because it's one of the highest light words you can say on the planet. We could also say abracadabra, right? And that would be as of now, like for now. Like we're casting that spell as of now, right? But there's lots of words in our universe that we can use. And hallelujah is like throwing it to the highest of the light. Sounds like we're not in any fundamentalist church or anything. What we're doing is woo to the universe, right? We're saying thank you. We see it. We're grateful. We see that peace. We see it. Hallelujah. Thank you. Just like the song, right? Hallelujah. It's the same deal. That song brings peace. And so finding the peace, for me, it's just this current shift that I'm in, is finding the peace within myself so that I can step forward into what I need to. And so, yeah, there's nobody for me to go, that's what we do, the group hug, right? Because there's no one, I can group hug myself. Nobody here, just me. So yeah, so that's why sometimes I wake up out of peace, because it's living on this planet requires other people, and if you don't have other people in your, I do. You guys are all other people, but if you don't have any physical other people, sometimes you can wake up out of peace, like you just want to hug, but you get nothing. So you have to bring that peace back into yourself. All right, guys, and a lot of you, I'm sure, can relate. Let's bring the Mind Info Oracle cards in. Okay, we're going to cut the cards into 3 here, 1, 2, and 3. And let's see what we got for today. Energetics. We take the bottom card as what we're looking to be, and then the top 3. And I'm going to pick up a couple more Oracle decks at some point. So, yeah. We will... there's a store I need to get to in Boulder that sells Oracle decks at a reasonable price. Not as cheap as Amazon, but relatively reasonable. So we will get over there at some point. Pick up at least a new deck. Good Dunning, Chloe. I just announced that you will be live, not Memorex, on Saturday at 10 a.m. You got 2 big boxes there that you're unboxing and situating there. So, yeah. So awesome. 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 All right. So today's card, and this sits with finding peace within yourself. If you're on planet Earth, do realize this. This is not the easiest place to be. You are choosing to be here, and you chose to come into an energetic situation that is not always the easiest. 50% of the time, it's all right. It's pretty good. But 50% of the time, we're battling stuff, right? We're dealing with this, that, or the other. Our emotions are off. So today's card is to bravery. All of us here, and this is going to be backwards, and if you know why, email me at mrfloydchannelings@gmail.com. But nonetheless, bravery. What? If you are on planet Earth, and this ties into finding peace within yourself, it's about being brave, right? You come here, separate yourself from all of the light that you know. You put yourself into something that can be poked, prodded, and set on fire. You could immolate yourself if you want to. You can defenestrate yourself. That means to hurl yourself out of a window. You can absquatulate and walk into traffic if you choose. That means to get up and move. So you can get up into and walk yourself into traffic. Splat. When you are light, that could not occur. So keep all that. Takes a lot of bravery to put yourself into a 3D avatar by choice, even though you don't know it's choice. Takes a lot of bravery to come down here with an open slate and have to create, have to figure it out. If you don't figure it out, you will end up sitting outside naked and dying. You got to figure out how to get clothes first. So you've got to figure this out. So only the bravest are here, and it's asking you to step into your bravery even more. So where are you finding that you need to be brave in your universe? And then we have the face card. We're going to get rid of that. How to use the deck, right? So we're not going to use those. We'll get another card, right? So we don't need we need these cards. I mean, keep them, but we don't need them for the reading, right? So, all right. Believe. That's more like it. So be brave. You're on planet Earth. You chose to be in 3D, the perils of living in 3D, right? Believe. So now it's up to you to, like the Incubus song, right? Believe. So you will be asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams. This is finding that peace, right? If you can believe in yourself, you will find peace in yourself. If you don't have belief in yourself, there won't be peace in yourself. And you can't transmit the love. We try to transmit love when we're not in a state of love within ourselves, and it doesn't quite work. All right, comfort. Again, you're on planet Earth, brave. For a lot of us, when we're not in peace, we look for comfort, right? How do we comfort ourselves? We do Maybe we watch something that we've watched 800 times because that's comforting, because we know the reactions and we can kind of fall into that. That is one way people comfort themselves, is by watching like their favorite movie. Maybe it's making something. Maybe it's doing things that we don't want to do or shouldn't be doing. Maybe it's drugs, what have you. Whatever it is that you use to comfort yourself, realize just being on earth is brave. If you're comforting yourself, totally nothing wrong with that to an extent, but do realize, are you compensating with comfort? It's not easy being on planet Earth. We all know that. And we all have to go through situations that are always easy. So comforting ourselves can be a good thing, but are we comforting ourselves in a good way? Or are we comforting ourselves with drugs or alcohol, or are we comforting ourselves overeating or negative behaviors or what have you? Whatever it is, though, being brave on planet Earth is the deal. All right. And of course, there we go. This had to happen, right? This card had to come out. Create. So it's asking, stepping, I don't make these up, but the universe is just, it's been on fire lately. So ask your YouTube one day, ask your universe one day to control your YouTube feed and see what happens. Holy cow. I don't ask for you to sit there and scroll through YouTube forever. Don't waste your universe anymore. But nonetheless, if you're going to scroll through some shorts, ask your universe to create the pattern of the shorts. You know, show me what you want to show me. I'll give you the short scroll, right? And then scroll for a few minutes. Watch what happens. All right, so bravery. So you're on planet Earth. Only the bravest souls are willing to step out of their light, forget that they are the light, step into something that can be poked, prodded, and set on fire, right? You can fall down the stairs and break your neck. Favor you don't. But you get what we're saying here. None of that could happen when you are in the light, right? When you are a light body, none of this could happen. So, believe. It's asking you to believe. Believe what? In yourself. Whatever you're doing for comfort, make sure you're putting that in check and create. That's the whole reason you're here, is to create. It takes a lot of bravery to come to Earth, but in the long run, if you do not create, which is what the reason why we're here, this is where we're at. RJ Spina just dropped a video about creation. I watched like 3 minutes of it, but he's talking about how you're here to create, and we're at that stage now where it's about stepping into being that creator, the creator that you are, and learning to create and stepping past our fears into that creative space. So for a lot of us, we're just kind of locked up in those fears, and we're sitting here and it's like, what do we do? And so it's like, we create. Whatever that is for you, it's time to get off our Hillary Duff, so to speak, and create. What's Lindsay guy here? You guys ever watch Under the Umbrella Tree? No, I've never heard of that. Is it a Canadian? Yeah, is it Canadian? It was Canadian. Never heard of Under the Umbrella Tree, but peace and love. All right, so let's work on one quick thing here, which is our goals, right? So, as of Monday, next Monday, we will step into our second goal for 2025. If you've not joined us, if you're new here, what we've done is set goals for 2025. We don't do we're not doing New Year's resolutions because nobody ever finishes a resolution. You don't write them down. And then you end up feeling unresolute. And so you bring down your work field. And a lot of people, once you fail at your resolutions, you don't create anything else. So in that aspect, we are just setting goals. So my goal is to drink more water. Yesterday, I was able to accomplish drinking more water. So today right now I'm just drinking coffee, but I will drink even more water today. So I was able to drink 2 containers of water, but my goal is 3. But we're getting there. Before it was just 1. So I'm 50% of my way to getting there. On your goals there, what is your easy goal? To take a walk more, to sleep better, to eat better, whatever it is for you. Are you on track on those goals? Because as we move down the line there, we have intermediate goals, and then we have the larger goal that we are going to work towards for most of the second half of 2025. Favor this show keeps going, right? But yeah, so the idea is to use that momentum, right? And as I'm building momentum by drinking more water, I can feel the momentum building, all right? And it's building within itself. So after I drink more water, my next goal is to sleep more. I'm only giving you the small goals. Don't give out your intermediate or large goals to anybody ever at any time. Maybe your spouse if you're really close, but otherwise, you want to keep those larger goals to yourself. So energy vampires don't stop you. You don't stop yourself. And yeah, things manifest in your universe a lot easier if you are actually letting them flow and you don't announce what you're trying to do. Like I announced that we were going to do a Rumble channel, and yet I haven't done it. And so for that, I apologize. And then eventually I may, but it's a lot of work. I mean, that's, even doing this can be a lot of work. So before you guys even, before you mention that you want to do something, frame it up in your universe, if nothing else. But really, your goals there, you want to try to keep those as best as possible. Not your simple goals. You actually, if your easy goals, you may want partners in your easy goals. If you have a spouse or somebody in your universe and you're trying to drink more water, who can just prod you to, hey, did you drink enough water today? That's a loving thing. But don't ever give out your larger goals. Let those be inside you and let your momentum from these goals actually fire you up to create those larger goals. All right, exactly. And manifestation. We also do group manifestation here as well. So chloescrystals.com. But we're going to do something a little different here. So we're going to do an invocation to bring peace and manifestation to the group here. So, and then we'll go from there. So let's see who comes in. And Saint Germain, we are grateful that you are here, and we are channeling through Josh for you, to you, this dawning. We are grateful for all of you being here, and we are grateful for you. And we say the same thing generally every day, that we are channeling through Josh for you, to you today, right? So we are grateful. Thank you for being here in the dawning. You have a choice of YouTube channels to watch in the dawning. We are grateful that you are flying with Mr. Floyd on YouTube. You have 1 million choices, right, on YouTube, right? And we are grateful that you are landed here and are listening to Saint Germain. Very little Archangel Raphael. He's on his own now. We booted his energy out. If you see the picture in the community page for Josh, Archangel Raphael is in the living room of Saint Germain. Archangel Raphael is in the kitchen, right? And Saint Germain is in the living room. Nonetheless, roommates underneath Josh, ha ha ha, so to speak. But we are letting him know that he is being watched, and everything is real in his universe. There's no other apartment building in his universe pumping out the violet and the green flame from their building. But if you look on the community page, you will see that. In your universe, are you feeling peace? Are you able to create and step out into your larger self? Are you able to create those goals for yourself? Step into your universe to create. That is the question. We are going to do a manifestation, a invocation for abundance and creation on this channel right now. We are going to bring somebody in to do so here, because lots of you are chasing this, that, or the other, but are you in active creation in your loving, living universe? Are you sitting around? Are you creating and moving yourselves forward? That is the question we are asking of you, because if you are not creating, you are talking about sitting around in anxiety states and whatnot and not finding peace in your universe. If you are not creating in some form or fashion your living universe, if you are just going to sit for today, right, then you are going to find that anxiety is going to come in because you are not taking part in your universe. It is important for you to understand that you are a master creator. And once you step past the fact that you are trauma-filled, right, and you will start to release the traumas, your creative side starts to come in, right? Because you are source. You are the source of your universe. And once you realize who you are, then you have to actively create. Let us go ahead and help that active creation for all of you. We are going to do a manifestation for all of you to help bring in your abundance, to help shake up that anxieties, shake up those heavier energies, so you can get into peace in your universe, where you can find that balance, where for a moment you can sit there and go, and see the clarity, so that you can begin to create in your universe, right? That is the deal. If you are not seeing the clarity in your universe, if you are sitting here in anxiety or in sadness or high cortisol state, then you are not going to be able to create. What you are going to create is anxiety in the high cortisol state, or sadness because you are this or that. But you are looking to create a functional living universe, right? You are looking to put something to the greater source field. You are looking to create like chloescrystals.com, right? If Chloe was in anxiety, she would not create chloescrystals.com. That is the point. We release the anxieties and we create our living universes in peace. And that's where we generate all that love. It comes into our universe. We are trying to pump the love past all of these other emotions without working on clearing those emotions, giving them up to our highest self as source, right? Giving it to God as who you are as source, right? Giving it away. We try to own those emotions and walk through them. That's not going to work either. Let's just ground real quick. Take a deep breath. See yourselves as Saint Germain asking you to take a deep breath. As you breathe in, we breathe in awesomeness, right? You breathe in peace. As you breathe out any anxieties, anything that is not working in your universe. Breathe it out. Let it out with all of the excess carbon dioxide from your breath and let it all out. We are going to find some peace. We're going to work on finding a bit of balance and peace right now in our universe. Then we are going to see ourselves as loving, abundant beings that we are. Because without the peace, everything else clouds that out, right? If you are not in peace in your universe, but you are looking to create your universe, then you are clouding out the idea of creating your universe. You're not going to be able to. You are going to be, you are not in peace. Whatever is disturbing your peace inside of yourself is going to crowd out you creating your loving, living universe. And I want you to understand that. Saint Germain wants you to understand that the first thing is first. Peace in your heart, peace in your soul, peace in your gut. If your gut is fluttering, if your heart is broken, if your chakra, your root chakra is truly damaged and destroyed, right? And you are sitting there in lower fear, and you are crying and whatnot, you are not going to find the peace in your universe. We are all trying to go, we are loving beings, and we are bypassing by jumping directly into giving love, right? We are bypassing our universe and our pains and whatnot by saying, I'm just source love, and I will just drown from there. You can do that, but if you have anxiety or fear, or you are not in a balanced state, or you don't have peace, which is anxieties, fears, and whatnot. So if you are not in peace inside yourself, the love is not going to transmute. You can give the love all you want to yourself, but it's going to crash into the fact that you are not in peace inside yourself. Are you seeing that? Let us see abundance and peace in our universe. White buffalo calf woman has come in. We are going to see our path clear with abundance. We are going to see our path open without fear. And we are going to see our path like the open plains you would see in the West, free and open with all possibilities. How are you seeing your universe? White buffalo calf woman asks. Are you seeing your universe as the Great Plains, the wind sweeping over the Great Plains, the birds flying, the sun shining down, giving you warmth? See yourself walking in the grass. Feel it. Put your hands out. Feel the grass. See the birds flying overhead and feel the warmth of the sun. Feel that peace in your universe. White buffalo calf woman asks, can you see the abundance in that peace? White buffalo calf woman asks for you to close your eyes. See that open field stretching off into the horizon with the amber waves of grain. See the crows and the ravens flying. See the sun overhead and feel the warmth. Can you feel that abundance in your universe? Can you transmit that abundance into your current universe? You are out in your day today. White buffalo calf woman asks for you to step into your abundance when you are feeling out of space, if you feel anxiety, if you feel out of peace in your universe, do not try to ground into the love. Close your eyes and stand in the amber waves of grain. Feel the breeze, the warm breeze. Feel the grass in your hands. See the birds flying over. Feel the sunlight beaming down on you and breathe with peace. Know that white buffalo calf woman is there with you. If you reach out to help you walk that path of peace within yourself, which will lead you to your grander abundance. Do not to live in any state that is not peaceful for you. Thank you, white buffalo calf woman. We are grateful. Saint Germain is back. We are grateful. I'm like Ed Sullivan, right? We are the guest. We are, thank you, white buffalo calf woman, as she is leaving the stage, folks. Grateful. Nonetheless, we are grateful that you have listened to the transmission, and we are grateful for white buffalo calf woman. If you are not in peace, find yourselves in the amber waves of grain, right? There you go. We are going to let Josh back walk with the carnelian, and then we are going to let him close out the good dawning. And hopefully your dawning has been pretty good as well there. So we are releasing transmission. Oof. All right, I did not expect white to, pardon me a second, energy. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Yeah, you guys get that. Yeah, all right. White buffalo calf woman, guys. Totally different energy. It kind of knocked me over there. Cutting, cutting, yes. Cord cutting, yes. But cutting, we know what cutting could be as well. So those cuttings are a bad habit, right? Cutting. I used to, yes, we don't want to favor, but cutting cords and such. All right, guys, thank you. Let's see what we got here. 850, what? All right, you come into the chat here and you see like, that's crazy, Chloe, but you don't know what that's crazy. But all right, fantastic. So yeah, if you're out and about in your universe there, thank you. It takes a second to balance out the energies here. If you're out and about in your universe, and the white buffalo calf woman saying to close your eyes, stand in the field, see the grass, see the birds flying over, and take a deep breath. If you're feeling anxiety, if you're not feeling at peace, step in. She's asking you to step into that scene where she may come in, if you allow for her energies to help bring in that peace for you. And if you're not grounding in the white buffalo calf woman, wait a minute, hang on. I'm an open channel, so she's like right there. Hang on. If you are not using white buffalo calf woman, you can use me. If you are off path, ask white buffalo calf woman. It is my job to help keep you on path. It is my job to help you to see a clear path. And it is white buffalo calf woman's job to help you to see the peace in your universe. Utilize myself. You are not at peace. Bring yourself to the amber waves of grain. Stand there with me. We will flow together. If you are lost on your path, white buffalo calf woman asks for you to ground into my energies. Ask for guidance on your path. White buffalo calf woman will help you to migrate, like we did in the winter, to migrate to better lands for you. And if you are not feeling peace in your heart, ask for white buffalo calf woman who will bring her community, her tribe, to you in love. You are in need of family. You are in need of love and have none in your moment. White buffalo calf woman asks you to contact her for the love that you so desire and so are worthy of having, but have no one to provide. You are stepping into those anxiety states or those states where I need a hug. What have you in your universe? reach out to white buffalo calf woman, for I can give you that energetic hug. We can stand there watching the amber waves of grain and breathe together. Okay. There we go. So if you're not grounding into white buffalo calf woman, then definitely do so. She's inviting you to do so when you are in high cortisol state, when you need a hug and can't reach, turn around, and there's nobody there to hug you. You can reach out to white buffalo calf woman. And if you feel lost in your universe, like when you're out and about and I don't know what I'm doing, what's next? I'm really confused. Ask white buffalo calf woman. What she's saying is you won't get a direct answer, but then you might. I'm hearing look up for birds and in your dreams, not for myself, because my good dawning, Lara. And see you in the chat. Good dawning. For myself, of course, I don't remember my dreams. I've got a dream journal. Since 15, I haven't remembered a dream, pretty much. But but she's saying if you do remember your dreams, she will come to you in your dreams as well and walk together with you to help find your path. So please do reach out to White Buffalo Calf Woman. We don't really talk with her that much. And she is one of the lesser known of the three. If you're dealing, okay, so basically the basic YouTube wake up, or the basic wake up, right, is that generally Isis, Kuan Yin, and White Buffalo Calf Woman, if you're on that wake up path, depends on your path and whatnot. If you're doing a Vedic wake up, then it may be completely different. If you're working with different entities, what have you. But for myself, I'd already been working with White Buffalo Calf Woman, Archangel, or Goddess Isis, and Kuan Yin. There we go. And so if you are working with them and they haven't come in, if you're just like, Isis, please help me, or whatever, and they haven't come in, I guarantee you they will. And they come in threes. So for me, it was Isis, it was Kuan Yin first, then Isis, then White Buffalo Calf Woman. They all, and the three ladies travel as one. So keep that in mind. If you get introduced to Isis or to Kuan Yin, then the other two ladies will show up in your universe. Generally speaking, it's like generally you don't just meet Archangel Gabriel or Raphael. Eventually, they all show up at some point in different patterns, in different ways. There's one that you'll work with the most. Like for myself, it's Archangel Raphael. For Chris, the volunteer, whom we haven't seen in a moment, hopefully he's doing all right there. But I know he's been watched us from work, so that's not always the easiest. But favorite Chris, if you haven't seen it in a minute. But yeah, so like for Chris, he's working, and check out his channel there. He's still doing the cards with Archangel Gabriel on the daily for the most part, like 99% of the time. I think I went there once, and it was yesterday's card. But yeah, so check that out as well, Chris the volunteer there. But otherwise, yeah, so he's working with Gabriel. So, but of course, all the other angels are in his sphere, but that's his primary one. So keep all that in mind. That for myself, it was Kuan Yin who came in first, but within 2 weeks, all three of the ladies came in. So, and that'll probably happen in your universe just as well. Annie, I liked your mantra yesterday and this morning and posted something different. I lived by your mantra yesterday. There we go. All right, so let's work with this is a carnelian flame, as I got from Chloe's crystals. Generally, these things sell for about $1 in my store. And $100 is right. I got this less than $20 from Chloe's Crystals, about $20, I think. Chloe'sCrystals.com. It's not up yet, but it will be shortly. If you want to help us with Chloe'sCrystals.com, please send us an email send me an email, Mr. Floyd Channelings with an S at gmail.com to help us set up Chloe'sCrystals.com and change somebody's universe. All right, so let's work with the carnelian flame. If you're a Cancer there, then carnelian is the stone for you. It works, if you look at it, it has flow like water. And the idea of carnelian is that as a Cancer specifically, you want to ground by water. And so with carnelian, it works as a stone that emulates the water, so to speak, as well. It works with the root chakra for myself. If I pick this up and hold it long enough, I'm very sensitive to the energetics of stones anyways. I can feel it in my root chakra. So for yourself as well, if you're looking for grounding and flow, carnelian is the flame for you. I have a carnelian wand too, but this flame works so much better. As long as it has a point, you can use it for energetics, right? And thank you, Chloe. This blows away. Pardon me. And I've seen a dozen carnelian flames in my time. But this, honestly, is the best looking carnelian flame I've ever seen as well. Generally, they're just orange and kind of boring. But the striations, and even there's a little druzy tip point in here, right here. Very little druzy cave inside it. So yeah, this is fire. And we're gonna have Chloe on as well again Saturday at 10 a.m. That's Eastern time. So if you're on the left coast there, sorry guys, it's gonna be at 7 a.m. your time. But I wanted to get it done before people have their weekends and while they are working Saturday before they spend all their money, right? As well. All right, so let's work with the flame there. Energetics works best with your permission. So just by being here on the show, sticking around is your permission. If you want to drop off, that's certainly understandable. But otherwise, the intent today is to work with getting flow, right? Getting flow and stepping into peace, right? Peace. So we're looking for peace today in our universe so that we can step into love. We've been bypassing a lot, at least I know a lot of us have, by stepping. Let's do this real quick. Actually, Yolanda. All right, Yolanda, we've given you a wrench there, Yolanda. So welcome to the family. You have a wrench now. So if you type something, it'll show up as a wrench for you. Blessed. And thank you for coming around. I'm grateful. All right, so let's work with the carnelian flame here to bring some peace into our universe as well. Because it's harder to be of love if you're out of peace. And so for myself, I've been working more at grounding at peace to let the love flow in versus trying to flow out love, but being out of peace. And a lot of peace is just acceptance of your universe for myself. It's accepting of the fact that it is what it is. That if I want a hug, there's not always a chance, Care Bear, good dawning, to get a hug. So we virtually hug. That's why we do the group hug. At the end of the day, the energetics are the same. Anything I'm pulling out is going to be stuck energies in our root and sacral chakras that are blocking our flow. And we don't want to block our flow, block our peace, really, which is what it is. And if anybody wants to, I'm going to send Chris an email. I just haven't seen him, making sure he's all right. Big hugs to you, Victor. You're the best too. Cool thing about watching Victor, if you want peace in your universe, start watching Victor in the dawning and the night. Two things that happen. Watching Victor, he's repeating the same thing. Generally speaking, it's the same show. What does that mean? It brings peace to you. When you start seeing repetitious things that are peaceful in its own right, that are set up for peace, yeah, it'll have an effect. If you're in the space where your universe, you feel like you need some peace and balance in your universe, close out your night, start your dawning with before us with Truth Wave. That's kind of it's the energy of what we're talking about here. Because once you find that peace, then the love will start to radiate. But if we're waking up on this planet in any sort of anxiety state, any sort of non-creator state, anything like that, then it's just not going to work. We're going to try to ground into love, but we're going to not be in peace in ourselves, and it's going to show. We're going to be scattered energy. And so actually working with Victor, watching Victor's show, there we go, will actually most likely ground you into more peace in your universe, for sure, and center you. So exactly. I think Victor knew exactly what he was doing when he set that up, the show up. Yeah. All right. So clearing anything that's not bringing peace into your universe, we're clearing it out of your auric field. Trying to create that flow in the universe and in ourselves so that we can bring in the love, that we can be the love, that we're not just trying to bypass how we're feeling by, I'm spiritual, I'm going to be all love. We do that and we bypass ourselves, we bypass how we're feeling. It becomes disingenuous. And nobody wants to be we don't want you to have a disingenuous awakening. We want yours, be as truthful to yourself as you can. And if you're not at peace, admit it. And if you are, fantastic. Then share that piece. All right, we're going to seal this up and close off today with a group hug. So let's seal this. All right. And if you are in need of some carnelian, I'm sure Chloe may have. I'm not sure, but Chloe has access if she doesn't have any carnelian. So Saturday, I mean, at 10 a.m., Chloe will be live here. I'm going to set it up today. Let's go ahead and close this out today with a group hug. Peace seems to be a thing Spirit wants us to focus on this week. That is absolutely correct, Angela. We've all been focusing on find the love, find the love. So we find the love, but we're pushing the love out, but we're not in a balanced love state. And that's okay, but we don't want to deny ourselves what's really going on. And if you're not feeling, a lot of us in this group here, we're all of love, but we may not think that peace in our heart we're working on it, right? A lot of us in this group here. And so don't try to bypass. And even I'm super guilty of trying. I'm great. I'm just going to be loved. But inside, I'm just like, I'm not at peace. And so, but it translates. And so it's finding that peace first. That's why I'm never going to be on any other node on Truth Wave than peace, because to me, it all starts with the peace inside myself. I can't do anything if I don't have that peace first. I have a box of Chloe's crystals that want to film an unboxing of. Am I waiting for? There you go. Awesome. Oh, awesome, Millie. So you got her. That's great. And yeah, so let's go ahead and close out here. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. But and Saturday at 10 a.m. It's East Coast time. We'll have Chloe on. So, all right. So we're going to close today with a group hug, energetics, right? So we all lean forward. The energy of this group hug does go through the internet. Hopefully you can feel it as well. We do not have to be right next to each other. It's the intention that we are all sending that hug to each other that brings that hug through exactly Suzette. So let's, all right, Millie, I love my boxes from Chloe. They're always full boxes too. I should be getting a box from Chloe as well, but at this point, probably not for a couple more weeks. So it is going, traveling the opposite direction. So unfortunately, not much. Sometimes USPS is not the smartest. And so the box that I was going to get from Chloe got rerouted by the USPS in error back to Chloe with the correct address. So Chloe, even at that, with the correct address, with what you sent them, the USPS is sending it back to you. So you should be receiving my crystals in about a week, and then I should be receiving them in about a week after that. So about mid-February, I will have Chloe's crystals that last time she was on. And so, yeah, and I will share those with you. But she had the address and everything correct. Sometimes the post office has a mind of its own, and they returned them to Chloe. So they got to my apartment building, and then they said no, and said address was insufficient, even though it's completely correct, and returned them to Chloe. So, yeah, and they're still on their way back to Chloe. So even though she contacted them, USPS says that they have been shipped back to Chloe nonetheless. So thank you, Chloe. But do not hold anybody responsible but the person who keyed it in at the USPS to say no. Let's send it back. So things happen. But so keep that in mind. If you're buying Chloe's crystals, anything in the mail can happen, and it's nobody's fault but the USPS. And we're grateful that, generally speaking, you get these things. So in mid-February, we will have an unboxing here as well with the Chloe's crystals. What did I get? The blue tiger's eye, which I'm really excited about, and the golden healer pillars. I'm truly, truly excited to get both of those. But yeah, so Chloe will get to see them back again in about a week. They'll be back at your house. All right, so keep that in mind. It's that's about going with the flow, finding the peace. Okay, so it gives me something more to be excited about in the future, but it's about finding that peace. Even in that, in every situation, I have no control over it. Chloe has no control. If you put the correct address on it and USPS wants to send it back to Texas nonetheless, there's nothing that anybody can do about it. That's where you have to find peace. That's a situation where it's like, let go. 100%. Yes, it's oncoming excitement because there's nothing else I can do. But still, yes. But so exactly, that's what we're getting at here. Do not ever, when these things happen to you guys, do not think that these things happen. Oh, woe is me. I could play in the Charlie Brown energy, right? And I used to. That would have been me. Well, that's what I deserve. I'm just not worthy of having Chloe's crystals. Not at all. I'm worthy of having somebody at the USPS who can properly read an address, but that's about it. So, yeah, when you see those things in your universe, do not take those things personally. That is the big lesson on that. The old me would have taken that personally because it would have ground into my feeling worthless, right? And feeling not worthy of anyways. So I would have been like, there we go. It's just proof that I'm not worthy. It's proof that I'm worthless, or that I'm worthless and I'm not worthy of having Chloe's crystals. And so, yep, the post office, of course, won't deliver them to me. They lost them because it's just, I'm not worthy. And I'm just, yeah, don't play into those energies, guys. Whatever you do, if things like this happen, they just happen. Do not ever play into those energies. Do not allow yourself to allow outside circumstances that you have no control over dictate who and how you feel. That's truly giving away your power for sure. Surrender to receive the peace. I love it, Angela. All right, speaking of surrender here, let's go ahead and surrender to the group hug. So everybody, take one deep breath. We're going to breathe in peace, and breathe out anxieties. So breathe in, peace. Breathe out all anxious, heavy energies. All right, lean forward. Group hug. So grab your neighbor. We're putting arm on shoulder, arm, right? So we're putting our shoulders around in the group. All right, group hug. We see each other in peace and love. We see Chloe's crystals on Saturday selling every crystal in her treehouse, right? There we go. We see Rick in the highest healing light. We see Suzette and her mother's situation resolved. We see Lindsay stepping out of the car and hugging her child for the first time. We see Rooted Willow and her parents in healing health. We see all of those out there in Mr. Floyd's universe, in the YouTube land, and anybody who may come across this video who needs healing. We see them in peace and love and favor in their universe. We see all wars on this planet ended, all weapons placed down on the ground, and all combatants shaking hands. We see those who are wronged with injustice on this planet find the justice that they deserve. We see those in housing and food struggles and insecurity to find the abundance in their universe. We see those without clean water with clean water, and we see those without a hug in their universe with a big hug. We see all who are suffering finding peace in their universe, and all those who are looking for love finding peace and love in their universe and their souls. We wash the planet in the violet flame and cleanse the energies on planet Earth. See it in the highest love. We wash ourselves in the violet flame and give away any energies that no longer serve us today. We see it all in love for our highest. So it be. Hallelujah. There we go. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for another episode of Good Dawning. If you're out in your universe today and you're finding that you're not at peace, ask for White Buffalo Calf Woman to step in. Close your eyes and step into the ember waves out there on the plains with White Buffalo Calf Woman. See the birds, feel the sun, take that breath in, and allow for the release. I love you all. Remember, everything you do creates your universe. And so as we step out of the anxieties, step out of it all into the peace in our universe, makes it a lot easier to what? Create our loving, living universe. Because we are no longer vibrating. Dark cells are breaking open and vibrating faster. So we create our universe a lot easier. All right, guys, stay awesome. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And thank you for another Good Dawning. Have a day as amazing as you are. And I will see you all in the next. And don't forget, Chloe, on Saturn Day at 10 a.m. on the East Coast, 7 a.m. if you're on the left coast there. Chloe, love you. Love you all so much. Have a day as amazing as you are, guys. Thank you.